24 hours is still coming. Still coming. We need to talk about this Lamb of God song, though, before we get any festivities underway, before we start with anything. Overlord. Why do we need to talk about this song? Why couldn't it wait? Why is it that it needs to happen directly, immediately, now? Well, because this is going to be a song that there's going to be a lot of people talking about. And it's going to be Lamb of God fans, it's going to be music fans, there's going to be a lot of fanboys that are going to get fanboy annoying or fangirl annoying over this track because Randy is not growling or screaming throughout this entire track. He actually sings on this song. Now, we all know he has the capability. We all know he has the propensity. It's in there. It's just that it's not something that you have heard very often on Lamb of God songs. But it's something that is somewhat of a fixture, somewhat of a very important part of Overlord throughout its first 3.5 minutes. And I have to say that this is a track that opens with those 3.5 minutes very hauntingly. It's one that definitely has a feel like Lamb of God and Alice in Chains had somehow merged together to make Alice in God, or Lamb in Chains. And that's a very nice mixture, actually, because Randy's voice really associates very well with that style of music. He almost could easily be in a band of this variety, and it would work out rather nicely. There's just enough of that imperfection within his voice to tell that it's genuine, for one, and secondly, there's just enough strength within his voice to show that he's able to carry a tune. So this is one where that match made in heaven is not a match made in hell. It's instead something that adds to the very haunting and very kind of surreal nature of the first 3.5 minutes of this track. Why do I say the first 3.5? It's because it's 6 minutes in length, and after the first 3.5, it launches into what you would consider to be a little bit more of a typical Lamb of God song. It has all of the aggressive properties. It has the heavy riffing. It has the aggressive screaming, or growling vocals, should I say. And it's almost like the tale of two songs, or it's almost like the tale of two different sides of society. Blindness and violence. You see, this is a track that's, well, from Randy himself said it's all about our generation right here that's very me-centered. It's very self-centered, and it's something where the video couples with it nicely, with everybody shown looking down at their phones and their different devices while just terrible things are happening all around them, whether it be somebody who's being murdered or somebody who's in deep pain or somebody who looks like they're about to become victimized by another crime. And eventually, at the end, everybody ends up dead. It's something where this track really represents that very, very nicely, in the fact that we're kind of within our own blissful, surreal fantasy world of whatever device we're on until something happens, until we least expect it, until somebody decides to victimize us, either that or our own blindness, our own inability to recognize the world around us, then encounters us with a harsh reality whenever reality does its thing and actually causes change within our life. This part of the track at times can seem a little bit almost off-putting, either that or it kind of comes out of nowhere, and of course traditional fans are praising to the high heavens because they're idiots that don't understand the idea of musical evolution and change, but it's something where it really takes you by surprise, and that duality actually works very nicely, considering right at the end it reverts back to that opening idea, that surreal and haunting tone, because it's really displaying in musical form just how quickly, how momentarily that things can occur that change our lives forever. I don't care what fanboys say. I don't care what Lamb of God fans truly say. I love this track based around the fact that it's different, and I love the track based around the fact that Randy does have a heck of a good voice for a song like this, and it's one that has a great representation of what this society that we're in is all about, and perhaps that's part of the problem. Perhaps it's part of the reason why this is not a song that's being necessarily met with universal acclaim by all individuals, because it's something where it's different, it's change, it's foreign, it's a concept that doesn't make sense. Whatever the reason may be, this is a track that definitely needs to be explored, because out of the 3 so far off of the new album that have premiered by Lamb of God, this very easily could be the strongest one yet. Not only because it has a lot of basis in reality and has a lot of basis in really Randy's own soul and Randy's own mind, this is also a track that really exhibits that Lamb of God has the capability and the propensity to throw a curveball, and they have the capability and propensity to go outside of their typical realm, and damn is it strong. So what did you guys think about Overlord by Lamb of God? I want to know in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think I'm a big fat piece of shit because I think it's awesome? Let me know, and I'll talk to you guys here in a couple hours for the start of 24 hours of Cover Killer Nation, unless you're viewing this from the future, which you obviously are, where we're probably deep within the marathon, so come and check out some of the other videos that we have going on today. Thanks. Have a good one.